Do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Econ 101. Let's begin.
Hey, how are you doing? My name is Teo Vasquez, and today you are tuning the podcast Triumvirate in the FM 102.5 station. After our last episode, I could see that a lot of you had doubts about the economy here in Honduras, and I know my specialty is not economics, so I brought 3 economic experts that will answer your questions. We will start with the most voted question on Instagram. Could you explain how the economy has changed in the past decade? Welcome, Fabian. Hello, Tiago and audience. My name is Fabian de la Iglesia, and it is a pleasure to be here today. Well, we have registered the second highest economic growth rate in Central America, only below Panama. The growth of the country's GDP reached 4.8% in 2017, 3.7% in 2018, and 2.7% in 2019. These rates are above the average in Central America and very above the average in Latin America and the Caribbean. However, the country faces great levels of poverty and inequality, to the point in which 48.3% of people live in poverty in Honduras. The last decade, our population has grown 15.2%, and we have had very negative changes, like the increase of the rates of unemployment and inflation by 5%. Another dismissive change is that our public debt increased by 135% during the last decade. You might be wondering, yes, you are telling me a lot of numbers and rates, but what do they really mean? Well, I'm short of time to give you a complete explanation, but I'll give you a brief and precise one. The indicator that best measures the economy of a country is a GDP, which represents the value of the goods and services produced by a country in a certain period of time. So, in conclusion, our economy has improved, but we need to be careful because not all the changes that we have had are positive. Very nice and interesting information, Fabian, and thank you for coming. Now the Arabic economic expert who has lived here for 15 years, Freddy Bacha, will answer the most voted question on Twitter. What are the strengths and weaknesses of our economy?
Thank you for the introduction, Tiago. One strength of our economy is the privileged relations with the United States. We have a preferential trade agreement. Since we are a very close country, geographically speaking, we have a super strong alliance with a super country, which means that, for example, instead of bringing coffee from India, they give us the opportunity to export coffee to them. In other words, so Honduran coffee to the United States. Another strength is all the cultural, agricultural, mining, and tourism resources from agricultural areas, equipments, manual processing, handling facilities, and processing which contribute to the production, preparation, and marketing of crops, livestock, and livestock products. A big strength is the extraction of common minerals in our land, like cadmium, cement, coal, copper, gold, marble, salt, silver, zinc, and many others. And finally, our last strength is that we are under the IMF program until 2021. The IMF program is the International Money Fund. They promote the international financial stability and monetary cooperation.
Thank you very much, Freddy. And our last question of the day was the most voted on TikTok and goes to Fernando Montañola. Even though it is not that related to the Honduran economy, why is it considered that we are undergoing a 4th industrial revolution?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Tiago, and all the people who are tuning us for being so eager to learn about economics. To be honest, the answer to this question is a little bit complicated. Our lives are getting improved by technological changes, which are transforming the economy as never before. The application of new technologies to existing problems should improve efficiency and thus productivity. Technological innovations tend to raise labor productivity by allowing the existing workforce to do more with less, by replacing existing workers with technology. This contains an obvious downside. You see, the effect technology can have in the future is unpredictable, but what it has already done can indicate that it will soon lead to faster growth and a major surge in productivity. Many of the benefits of new activities, like Uber for example, are not accounted in the calculation of GDP. This suggests GDP is not enough to measure the progress of a society and its economy. There are also other economic indicators, like life expectancy, that due to the improvement in technology that go up each year, now we have more treatments for viruses and illnesses that we were not available before. For example, 30 years ago, any sexual disease was considered dead because no treatment was known. Nowadays, there is still no cure for them, but because of technological advances, you can now live with the illness. Again, thank you, Thiago, and everybody who listened to me today.
Let's review the takeaways of today. We can say that our economy has increased in the past decade. The main strength of our economy is having a privileged relationship with the US, and its main weakness is its dependence on the economy of the United States. Finally, we are undergoing somewhat like a mini revolution, but it's not big enough to be considered the fourth industrial revolution. Well, that was all for today. I'm very pleased that Fabian, Freddy, and Fernando accepted my invitation because they taught you and me very interesting things about economics. Remember to contact us via social media if you have any suggestions for the next podcast, and I'll catch you next time.